Waiting to go live. Okay, I see I'm live. Hey everyone, this is Rich Sadell with HitstheSpotMedia, Realtor and Agent Marketing. I don't just help realtors and agents, I help all industries. But my main focus is realtor and agents because I am a loan officer, so it's in my best interest to help them out. But I'm sure you'll find stuff useful in this presentation today. And what we're talking about today is how to maximize your exposure engagement on Facebook. So let's get right into it. And fair warning, guys, I'm just getting familiar with Google Hangouts. So have mercy on me if there's a glitch or two, but I'll do the best I can for you guys. And I'm sure this is going to be really informative for everyone, whether it's your first day on Facebook or you're a seasoned vet. There'll be a little something in here for you, I promise. So let me get right at it. I'm going to hop over to my PowerPoint presentation I put together for you guys. And before I say that, I don't mean just you guys. This is actually a dry run, FYI. This is something that I will be doing for some agents next week for a team. And this is kind of a dry run, but I'm happy to share all this information with you guys today. And anyway, it'll help both of us. So keep that in mind. All right, so HitstheSpotMedia, Realtor and Agent Marketing, and we want to maximize our exposure engagement on Facebook. All right, so what we're going to talk about today is why we post, edge rank, the news feed, the sidebar of doom, what to post, when to post, how often to post, things to avoid, bonus tips, techniques, statistics. If I were you guys, I would grab a pen and paper. I've had a cup of coffee or two or three, so I do have ADD, so I will try I can't even talk, I had so much coffee. I will try and stay on track the best I can for you guys, but sometimes I go on a tangent, and I promise those tangents will be full of information. All right, so a little bit about me: 18 years in marketing, advertising, and communications. I have a passion for videos, online marketing, and social media. I have extensive background in infomercials and direct response marketing. That's where I got my love for videos. I started HitstheSpotMedia back in early 2000. It's my own thing, but I work with about 6 other designers, marketers, and so it's kind of a collective thing now. I work with a great agency in Huntington Beach that we bounce ideas off or partner up on certain projects called Adhesive Agency, so check them out for sure. Again, I said I was a loan officer, and a little something extra, my black belt in Brazilian Jiu-Jitsu, so you might get some analogies here or there with that kind of reference. So here we go. I made this video for you guys. I want to grow your business as much as you do. I'm not one of those loan officers that sits around and waits for a deal, waits for the realtor to do all the work and then bring me that deal. I'm going to help grow your business. I'm going to hustle. There's too many lazy loan officers out there, and I want to stand out from that crowd, from that mix. I want to be the loan officer that adds true value. I want to have that place in your brain positioned in there that I'm the guy that's going to help you. Some of the words I live by are this famous Zig Ziglar quote: if you can dream it, then you can achieve it. You will get all you want in life if you help enough other people get what they want. And I'm a firm believer in that, and I hope you guys are or will be soon. So the reasons we post: for maximum exposure and engagement, of course. We want to sell our products, services, be seen by friends. We want to be the cool kid. What's that Taylor Swift song? I wish I could be like the cool kids, right? So you want to be with the in crowd. You want to be seen. No one's posting because they want to get one response, right? We also post for lead generation and to stay top of mind. Again, to do all that, we need maximum exposure and engagement, and that's why we're together today. The news feed and the sidebar of doom. We all want to get in the news feed. But there's only so much real estate. There's only one front page on Google, and not everyone can be on it, right? So there's more websites. Let's go back a little history. When Google first started out, there's plenty of room on that first page, right? If you said you were an OC realtor, you're probably going to be on the first page if someone put in those terms. But now everything's so competitive. So how do they manage it? How do they decide who's on that front page? Well, they had to come up with some sort of an algorithm to decide who gets to be there. So Facebook has to do the same thing. When Facebook started out, hey, everyone could be in the news feed, right? There's not that many people there. There's no advertising, whatever, right? It was manageable at that, or there's plenty of room, plenty of real estate at that time. Well, Facebook had to find a way to manage that news feed, and their algorithm is called EdgeRank. And just real quick, let me do a screen share here. I'm gonna bounce out real quick, you guys, and I just want to make sure that we're on the same page. So you guys. Did it switch out? Go still. I just want to make sure we're all on the same page here. So bear with me. I'm back here. I'm going to stop my screen share. Okay, so now you guys are back with me. Bear with me. I told you there might be a little glitch here or there. Let me come back and go back in here. Why it's doing that for me. Bear with me, guys. We'll be there. I'm going to get you there in 2 seconds. Why this isn't... There we are. So you guys should be seeing my page here. If you notice on the right, this is the sidebar of doom. We don't want to be there. Let me even do this. If I click home, right, and you'll see, just so we're all on the same page, I apologize, but some of the people who are new to Facebook, this will be helpful for them. See where we're at right here. This is our news feed. This is where we want to be, right? And this over here is a sidebar of doom. And I can tell you, I've been on Facebook for years, people, and I think I've clicked on 2 or 3 things over here. So we really want to be here. So let me get back out of this, and we'll get back to our presentation. Right, so let me come back. Bear with me, guys. So I'm going to stop my screen share. Hey, guys, I'm back here. So I told you, let me get smooth on this, and I'm going to get back to the presentation here for you. Okay, so we were just talking about the sidebar bar of doom and edge rank. All right, edge rank. So let's talk about what Facebook's magic formula is. And this is an important concept for you guys to understand so you guys can have success. Okay, so what edge rank is weight, affinity, and time decay. All right, weight is the number of likes, comments, and shares on a post. We all want as many of those as possible on our posts. If you don't have those, and you're just starting out on Facebook, you need to start going to your friends or maybe prospects, you know, prospective clients, whatever, and you need to start clicking like, commenting on there, and sharing their stuff as much as possible. Give them weight. It'll start coming back to you, because once you start interacting with them, they're going to come back and interact with you. Now, that interaction is called affinity, all right? The interaction with a profile or a business page. So Facebook recognizes who you're interacting with. If you're private messaging, things of that nature, or clicking a lot of likes and comments on a certain person, then Facebook's going to consider that affinity. And also to keep in mind for the mix is there's something called the rule of 47 I picked up from this gentleman called Ryan Stewman on one of his webinars, and he is a wealth of knowledge. But he brought up the fact that psychologists say that, you know, through studies, that we can only handle 47 relationships at one time, really strong ones, right? He brought up the fact that, hey, there's overachievers. Sure, I'm sure a lot of you sales professionals can handle more. Some people can handle less, but that's kind of a rule of thumb. So Facebook has that in the back of their head, right, or in that algorithm. So keep that in mind. And another thing that goes with edge rank is time decay. So think about when you post something, right? You want someone to click like as soon as possible. If someone doesn't click on your post within a few minutes, what's going to happen is it's going to end up in that sidebar of doom. We don't want that. So that's why we got to be strategic with our posts and make really strong ones. Some people believe that time decay is as little as 70 seconds. So what happens is, if someone doesn't, some believe that if someone doesn't click on your post within 70 seconds, it's in the sidebar of doom. What does happen, though, is someone does actually click on it, ends up back in the newsfeed, and you get another chance, and hopefully it'll gain traction. And now for you guys, a little bonus tip. This is something you should write down or go and research and geek out on it. I totally advise it, is go to edgerank.net. They break down Facebook's edge rank a lot more thoroughly. I'm sure you'll pick up some more things in there that you'd like me. Hey, if you want to share with me something I overlooked, please do. I gave you a kind of a paraphrase of what's on edge rank, because I didn't want to turn this into a big edge rank presentation. Just give you guys a rough idea here of the algorithm and the concept. All right, so with edge rank in mind, think about riding the wave in a timely manner, right? So Facebook knows. So this is what I mean. Suppose, let's see, what was the most popular thing lately? What was the color of that dress? What color is that dress? I don't know what the big deal about that was personally, right? But anyway, it was out there. So if you were kind of interacting with that on that same day, that's great. But if you're a Johnny come lately 3 days later and you're posting, hey, what color is that dress? Facebook knows that. It already has it in its database. It knows its content that's not really relevant or happening or hip, right? So you're going to be in the sidebar of doom, or may not even, you know, that's where you're going to end up. You won't get any traction. The other thing that you need to consider is 7% to your posts unless you get weight quickly, all right? So just because you have 100 friends doesn't mean when you post something, 100 friends are going to see your post and it's in their news feed. It doesn't work that way. Because of the lack of real estate on that news feed, besides just the edge rank, Facebook chopped it down even further, right, by only allowing 7% initially to see your post. It's kind of a test run. If the 7% likes what you posted, and your post is getting weight pretty quickly, right, then it will go out to your other friends as well, and it will get in the news feed and hopefully go viral for you, right? So that's something to consider also. So you have to keep that in mind. Keep edge rank in mind. Riding the wave in a timely manner. Who's going to see it? That 7%. That's why this presentation is so important for you guys. You guys have to know when to post, what time, how often, what to post, all that stuff, and that's coming up. And I did want to point out, notice who Facebook puts in the top of your friends list. So I'm going to take a chance here and see if I can get back to my page. So bear with me. Okay, so you're looking at me now. Let me get out of this again. And I want to share my Facebook. Why won't let me do this? Won't let me do it? There we go. All right, so let me come back over here real quick. So you guys should be seeing my page. I hope so. And let me click on myself here personally. I'm going to have a sip of coffee. So I apologize for that. Let's see here. So our friends list, what we're just talking about. If you look here, look, these are the people today that have the highest edge rank. Whatever they've posted today on top, let me just say this. Whatever they posted today, and if it got some weight, they're going to be the ones who are active. They're going to be on this list. There's only 9 people there, so real estate's limited there as well, right? So there's only 9 people there. Another thing to consider, you can end up on this as well if you're consistent. So maybe you didn't post today, but maybe the past few days or the past couple weeks, you've built up a ton of weight. Your edge rank, your personal edge rank is huge because everything you post is quality. It gets tons of likes. It gets tons of shares, right? So Facebook is going to consider you cool, hip, in the in crowd. So you'll end up here as well. So those two things, if you're consistent, you're going to have strong edge rank. You'll end up here. And if you're doing something really great that day and have a ton of momentum, you're going to end up here as well, okay? So let me get back out. And I apologize, you guys, for hopping back and forth, but I think this is relevant just so we can stay on the same page. So let me get back out here. And now I'm going to hop back over here to our presentation. And so I'm getting a little bit better at this, you guys. So anyway, on to the next slide. Some basic rules of thumb. Be yourself, attract like-minded people. Like-minded people will be easier to work with, and their friends will be more likely to they'll be more likely to refer you to their friends, right? So anyway, what I'm saying is you're going to be in a like-minded group. Your clients and past clients, all that kind of stuff will refer people your way because you are like-minded, and they're going to be easier to work with. Be consistent. Don't lose momentum. Don't waste all your hard work. So I'm guilty of this. I'll get out there and I'll hustle on this, or I used to, and I'll hustle and I'll build a ton of great momentum, and then I get busy with a ton of transactions, files, life, whatever, and maybe I'm dormant for 10 days. Well, it's going to take me a while to get that momentum back. So it's important to stay consistent on that. Now, something I did want to talk about, 3 bonus tips: get mobile Facebook app, Facebook Messenger, and Facebook Pages Manager. So briefly, Facebook app. So if you just log on to Facebook when you're at your desk, you're missing some great opportunities, and your competitors actually have this app, so they're going to be engaging with your prospects and leads and stuff, or your past clients more than you are. So you need to be more active if you're not, and if you don't have the Facebook app on your phone, you need to get that. It's really easy to do, and it's free. You put it on there, and it's really self-explanatory. It's just basically like having Facebook but on your phone. So there you go. Now, what a lot of people don't take advantage of is Facebook Messenger. and I was almost tempted to switch back out, but I'm sure you guys are tired of me toggling back and forth. So let me just say this. With Facebook Messenger, you put that on your phone, and that's the way that you're going to message people. Pretty self-explanatory, right? But there's two great features in there that I absolutely love, and depending on your client, it's going to really hit home with them. You can send them an audio message, so you can actually hold down a button, record a message, and send it to your client, friends, family, whatever. So that's pretty cool. It's just sending a text. Plus, not to mention, it's safer. So if you're driving down the road, you know, I'd rather have you guys, instead of texting or entering text into a Facebook message, I'd rather have you guys doing this. So, and plus, it's pretty cool. Someone hits, you know, gets a message, they go, "What's this?" They hit it, and it's you speaking, right? So it's a little bit, it's a personal touch. It's a little bit, you went that extra mile. It's a little bit extra. Now, what it also has is a video feature. So you can hold out a button, videotape yourself. Maybe you just got done with a client, and you can hit that button and go, and you're friends with them on Facebook already, and you can go, "Hey, it was really neat seeing you today, talking with you. Thank you. It was great meeting you in person. I look forward to working with you on this transaction." Whatever you want to say, right? And you're going to send that over to them, and they're going to have a little personal video in their Facebook inbox with you saying that. So I think that's a little bonus there. Not a lot of people are doing it. I don't know why. I don't mind when I get them. I think it shows that extra touch and someone's thinking outside the box. Now, another thing is the Facebook Pages Manager. So a lot of people created the business page and wanted to upload a post onto their business page. Well, all of a sudden that quit working from your phone. You're like, how in the heck am I going to do this? What happened? What did Facebook change? Well, what you have to do is get Facebook Pages Manager, and for two reasons. One, so you can upload content and videos and all kinds of cool stuff to your business page. But number two, it notifies you anytime anyone interacts with your page. So if you put up a post or running ads or anything like that, and someone clicked on it, right away you get notified. You can reach out to them. It's not a hot lead, or it's not a cold lead, warm lead. It's a hot lead, right? So I think that's a bonus there for you. And so make sure you get those 3 apps, download them onto your phone, play with them a little bit. If you have any questions, text me, message me, call me. I'm happy to step you through it, especially if you're a realtor and in the SoCal area, right? So what to post for best results? Okay, be a voice for your community or cause. I think this is huge. So let's see, I'm a little bit torn here on what to show you first. So let me do this. I'm going to hop out to my Facebook page. So I don't know if you guys can see me or not. Just see the Facebook page, just in case you can't. I'm going to hop back all the way back out because I did have a glitch here earlier, so I do apologize. Okay, stop screen share. So hey, just had to come back and say hi in person. All right, so let me get back over to my Facebook page here. Oh, I don't know why it does this. Should just bring up the page, right? It's doing it again. Bear with me, folks. Okay, so I don't know why it kept doing that. Here I am, I'm back, and what was I just wanting to talk about? I'm already going brain dead on you guys. Oh, I know. So get up here. So we were talking about being a voice for community or a cause. Okay, so what I'm going to do first, I'm going to show you a quick tip. So you can be a voice for your community. This, I think, is a very slick thing to do. It's called Google Alerts. So I know a lot of people go, hey, I don't know what to post for my community. You know, I run out of ideas. Well, this is what's great. You go to Google Alerts. So you just saw me. I went to Google. I put in Google Alerts. Click this. So I live in Tustin. I've already created this alert, but I'll give you an example. I'll do Santa Ana since it's another place that's close by to me. So if I do this just by going to Google Alerts and typing in Santa Ana, this is going to bring me stuff up that is brand new, stuff that's just being talked about. And it's different than if you go to just Google and you put in Santa Ana, because there you're you're competing with search engine optimization pros and businesses who want to be on that first page. You're not getting news, right? You're not getting things that are just been updated in that area. So that's why alerts are important. So you can see I just came here, I put in Santa Ana, and now I can scroll through and see everything that's happening recently here in Santa Ana. What you can do, and which is what I did, is you create an alert. Now to do this, you have to have a Gmail account. It's free. You guys should create one if you don't have one. And what will happen is I'd say create alert. It would send a link to my inbox saying, hey, did you really want this alert? So, you know, no one's putting in your email and creating alerts for you, right? So then you go there and go, yes, you validate the alert. And now from you're going to get an alert about Santa Ana anytime anything is happening in that area, all right? So that's a cool little trick. Now let me also share with you, if you don't mind, a little self-promotion here, but it's relevant. So let's go over to my business page real quick, and it's a little slow to load. And let me go over here and say watch video. That's my call to action here. Bear with me. So I talked about being a voice for your community. Well, how about a voice for a cause? So I'm not sure if there'll be an echo here. I apologize. So let me do this for you. Already, you guys get the idea there, right? So you can see with the Google's alert, it's easy to be a voice of a community. It's really easy to find a cause. I'm sure someone you know has been affected by cancer. Maybe you want to help the homeless. Maybe there's some charity you want to push. I don't know what it is. Everyone has their own passion, right? But it's really easy to find stuff, and you can see videos like this, how effective they would be. A little bit more shameless self-promotion. If you guys need videos like this is what I do, folks. I produce videos for realtors. I'm happy to do something like this. I'm happy to partner with you. Give me a call. And anyway, so there you go. So let me get out of this and get back to now you guys are looking at me. Let's get back to the presentation at hand. So you can see it's really easy to be a voice for a community or a cause. You know, now have a great bonus tip with a Google Plus alert tip. Be an expert, share your knowledge in a fun way. I mentioned I'm a Brazilian Jiu-Jitsu and black belt. I don't want to sit here and have a bunch of shameless promotion, you know, here, but I did make videos for a realtor self-defense, and I can see here lights on. We're not seeing, you guys aren't seeing what I want you to see. So I want you to get back over here to the PowerPoint slide. So I'm glad I saw that. Okay, so now we're back. Share an experience and what lesson you learned and what you took away from it. So storytelling is huge on Facebook. You guys should be doing that a lot. A great example of a way to stand out and a subtle sell is we had a gal that was posting open houses, and I know all you realtors do this. You go open house tomorrow, this Saturday. You post the link, couple pictures of the houses, right? Blah, 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 and you get 2 or 3 likes maybe on it, right? So what this gal did, and she kind of fell into this by accident, and so we kind of picked up on this, is she went like this. On Friday, she had a red dress, and she had a black dress, and she held them up. She goes, hey, tomorrow I have an open house, and I'm not sure which dress to wear. What dress should I wear, right? And so anyway, she had that out there. She did have the address of the open house and a picture or 2 of that, but more importantly, she was showing her personality, and she asked that question. And anyway, it went through the roof. She had people asking, you know, where they, you know, how much the home was for, telling her what dress to wear. She had a ton of interaction, and that's what you guys are after, right? So I thought that was a great tip. So don't be boring. Don't be going, oh, open house tomorrow, blah, blah. You're going to get 3 likes. What's the point, right? So anyway, show your personality, be social, be human. And the little bonus tip, 4:1 ratio. So what does that mean? So especially for you guys out there, we're a challenge compared to the ladies. We have to do a 4:1 ratio. What that means is you're going to post for business and I mean not for business, for personal, for personality, and then one business, one asking for business or a subtle sell. If you beat people up asking for business, they're going to tune out and you're not going to get in front of them. So come back here. Posting videos for maximum engagement and exposure. Okay, so I want to talk to you guys about videos. It's the next big thing. If you guys haven't seen on Facebook, 75% more videos have been uploaded than the previous year. So it is growing. And if you notice how Facebook handles videos, they are autoplayed, right? So they're definitely more eye-catching. Videos also get more organic reach in the news feed just naturally without you having to pay for a boost or anything. So that's an important aspect to keep in mind. You want to keep them no longer than 30 seconds when possible. You know, we're a society of ADD and instant gratification, right? So we got to keep it short. Social Baker study indicates videos that run for less than 21 seconds do better in completion rates, all right? So keep that in mind, but at the same token, you have to get your message out. I say personally, for me, my average video is about 44 seconds. You know, when I'm putting out little short ones, so you got to make them long enough to get your message out so that they make sense. But don't go on and on and on and have these boring ones unless it's an extremely informative and compelling video like this one, right? So anyway, bonus tip, Facebook transcribes videos. A lot of people don't know this. So what that means is when you upload a video and it's processing, they're actually reading word for word what you're saying. So if you have a bunch of curse words in that video, or you're saying words like buy or sell, or let's see, or you're saying share, like, comment, you might end up in the sidebar of doom, or more likely you will, because Facebook doesn't like the potty mouth, number one. Number two is when you're saying buy or sell, they would prefer you giving them money and running advertisements when you're going for business, right? So they look for that, so keep that in mind. And the other thing is when you're saying comment, share, like, they'd rather have that happen organically, all right? So keep that in mind when you guys are making videos. And bonus stat, studies show videos have the highest engagement on Fridays. My theory on that is everyone's hustling through the week. They're busy people, and as they get towards the end of the week, they have a little bit more free time. They're anxious for the weekend, so they can waste 2-3 minutes watching a video, 30 seconds, whatever the case may be. All right. Posting photos for maximum exposure engagement. Share photos that interest your target audience, right? So keep that in mind. If you're targeting, a family or first-time home buyers, you probably don't want to, I don't know, advertise Leisure World or I don't know. I can't think of a great example, but you guys know what you need to do there. Take impromptu photos or videos on your smartphone, post them in real time. This is going to show you're human, that you have a personality. It's going to keep it fun and light and keep people engaged. And add text on your photos and get creative. Studies show that if you do add text on those photos, that they do get a little more, they get more engagement and more likes. Photo posts get 39% more interaction. So you people who are lazy that just write a quick text and put something out there, I'd advise you to take some sort of picture and put it up there. Again, you get more interaction, 39% more. Photos posts get more engagement than links, videos, or text-based updates. Again, or instant gratification. If you have a picture that speaks 1,000 words or is self-explanatory, they got it, right? They can click like. They don't have to read a whole novel. They don't have to waste 2 minutes, 3 minutes, 30 seconds, whatever your video length is. Watching that, they get it instantly. So I think videos or photos are, I mean, not videos. I think photos are huge. So make sure you're incorporating that in your posts. Photo posts account for 93% of most engaging posts on Facebook, according to KISS metrics. Photo posts also get 53% more likes, 104% more comments, and 84% more click-throughs on links and text-based than text-based photos. So keep that in mind. So you can see the power of adding a photo to your post. And optimize your, now let's move on to text. So I kind of touched based on photos. let's optimize your text-based posts. So maybe you're one of those people, hey, I don't have a good photo, I don't have time to take a photo, I can't find one. So let's do the best we can with the text, right? So a shorter post gets 23% more interaction. Keeping your post below 250 characters can get you 60% more engagement. You can get 66% more engagement if you cut it down to less than 80 characters. Here's a great little graphic to show you. So you can see how the engagement drops off as the number of characters goes up. Again, we're a society of ADD, instant gratification. Keep it short and sweet. All right, use emoticons to increase engagement, right? So that's going to be huge. Let's see, I was trying to think of a good way to do it. I hate toggling out of this because it kind of interrupts the flow here, but emoticons tend to add more human side to your communications, and it seems like this comes across fairly well with users. So let me get out of this real quick, just so you people who aren't familiar with this, or what an emoticon is. Get back over here. Hopefully this will come up easy for me this time. Why does it do this? Bear with me, guys. I think it takes a couple seconds here for the catch up with us. All right, so I'm back. So the emoticons. So let's see. That'll be something like this. Suppose I said, happy Thursday, everyone, right? Something short and sweet, that's for sure, right? So emoticon is this little deal over here. If I come over here, it'll ask me a feeling that I want to say. Let me bring this up a little higher so you can see this. So you have a whole slew of stuff you can pick from, but the feeling is the emoticon that we're talking about here, and you can pick whatever you want: blessed, excited, happy. Let's be positive, be happy today. Put that out there. Right, so there you go. So you see a little smiley face there. So let me get back out of this. So now you guys are seeing me, and I apologize for this. Hopefully the next one will be a little smoother for you guys, or I promise it will be. Go back to my PowerPoint. So we're back to the PowerPoint here. So now we all know what emoticons are. They increase engagement big time. So maybe it's just the color of that yellow, because psychologists say colors matter. Black, white, red, and yellow, and combinations thereof motivate people. You can kind of see what I've done over here, right, with a part of my logo or identity, right? So maybe that little yellow smiley face kind of adds to it, makes it so the post isn't so boring. But you can see it's quite substantial. You add that little smiley face, whatever it might be, happy, sad, excited, determined, and look, everything goes up. Your share goes up 33%, comment rates goes up 33%. You get 57% more likes. So it just makes more sense to just do that little extra step and add that emoticon, show some emotion, show you're a human. So a lot of people want more engagement. They don't care about likes, but they just want that people commenting, right? Just like we talked about the gal with the dress. Should I wear the red or black one for the open house? That was huge for her, and she did that on a Friday, and so she had she just fell into this by accident. So this is great, and we'll get into why this was so great, right? But so she asked that question, and look, question posts get 100% more comments than standard text-based posts. They do, however, get fewer likes and shares than other types of posts. So that's something to keep in mind. But if people are taking that extra step, besides just clicking a button and actually commenting, that's pretty huge, right? The most popular questions are should, would, which, and who. Closed questions, which have a very limited answer option, are the highest attractors of comments. Oops, let me go back real quick. Open question words like why and how, which make the user think more to articulate their answer, sit at the bottom. Bottom line, people are lazy. Let's make it easy for them, right? I think we saw that, with the length of the text, all that stuff, the shortness of the video. People are limited on time and they have ADD, right? So let's keep that in mind. Here's a little graph showing which ones are the most popular questions So which dress should I wear? Look, it's number 3 right here. So, and look at the percentage, the difference it makes. So I would avoid the how and whys on that, you know, depending on what you're going after. I think should, would, which, and maybe even who would be great ones. Okay, so we kind of went over the question part, text, links, videos, photos, all those things, that why those are important and for maximum engagement. What also is important is timing. So Facebook activity peaks around 3 p.m. Eastern time. It's important to remember that Eastern time. And here's the wave of activity. Oops, sorry about that. Wave of activity on Facebook. Remember, this is Eastern time. On Pacific time, right? So that's going to be noon for us. So keep that in mind, right? So that's peak time. So let's say we're Pacific time and noon is our peak time. I would not suggest let's post at noon, right? Because now you're on the decline. So I would be posting maybe on the upswing, maybe somewhere in here, right? Remember our edge rank theory, we want to get weight quickly. Maybe if you post down here when things are just getting going, you might not get that weight and you may end up in that sidebar of doom. So I might just play it safe. Where's my mouse button? Right there it is. I might play it safe and kind of click in there. Studies kind of show 10:30, 11 o'clock. That's when posts have the best luck of gaining traction, going viral, and so on and so forth. You can see there are a little bit of spikes going on here. So what's, you know, take into account this is Eastern time back up. So maybe 5 o'clock our time is another mild spike. And that just makes sense, right? Because that's when people are getting off work. Maybe they're in traffic or just before they leave work. So anyway, I'm going to ramble on, and I apologize. 3 cups of coffee. You guys are in for it, right? So anyway, now when to post for maximum exposure. Timing is huge. Okay, we just touched base on that. Facebook activity peaks on Wednesdays. So what days of the week are the best? Well, there's a lot of discrepancy here. Bunch of different statistics and studies vary. But a lot of them are kind of like-minded on this particular issue. So Facebook activity does peak on Wednesday. That doesn't mean don't post on Monday or Tuesday. Matter of fact, those are some great opportunities if less people are posting, because less people are posting, it's more likely that you're going to get more eyeballs on your posts. So I would take advantage of that. Also, as we talked about, we want to be consistent so that when these days do come around and the traffic gets higher, right, we're already going to have a high edge rank. Facebook's going to look at us like we're the hip people, the cool kids like Taylor Swift, right? And so we're going to be at the top of the list there. So that's important to keep in mind. But Wednesday is when most posts do happen, and it peaks out and it slows down. But that doesn't mean people aren't on Facebook. That just means they just aren't as active as far as their posts. Okay, so keep that in mind. So that's what reason I brought that up, is because engagement rates on Thursday and Fridays are 18% higher. So that doesn't mean people are posting on Thursdays or Fridays. That just means they have more time to engage on your post. That means they have more time to click like, comment, and share, right? So those are awesome days for you guys to be posting, is that Thursday, Friday. So even though it's peaking on Wednesday, we want to be posting Monday and Tuesday. That we got to be consistent. We got to do this every day. And it's important to post on Thursday and Friday. A little less people are posting, but engagement is huge, so you're going to stand out. So that's something to keep in mind, right? So keep all this information as one big picture on something collective that you have to do in stereo. Imagine each piece, the timing, what you post, when you post, how often, all that stuff. Imagine each one of those pieces is a separate instrument in an orchestra. All those have to happen together so that we can make a great song, and that great song is going to be maximum exposure and engagement. So I hope that was a fun analogy. I just came up with that on the fly, but I think I like it. I'm going to stay with it. So links posted during the week from 1 p.m. to 4 p.m. have the highest click-throughs. Now, when I read this statistically, it didn't tell me if that was Eastern time, Pacific time, when, but I think that's a good rule of thumb for us to be posting at 10:30, 11 o'clock, because now if we did get weight, we're going to have some momentum, and it's going to trickle into that 1 to 4 p.m. bracket and really hopefully take us to the next level. Most interaction does happen on weekends, so people aren't posting as much on weekends, or people aren't posting as much on Monday, maybe Tuesday. They're not posting quite as much on, you know, that tail end of Thursday and Friday, not much on Saturday, but they're interacting a ton Thursday, Friday, Saturday, right? So that's important to keep in mind, and important for you guys to be posting those days, right? So another thing, TGIF, we all know what that means, right? Friday's rule on Facebook. More research published in the Social Intelligence Report indicates that brands are targeting Facebook users on Fridays because that's the day with the highest engagement. Some people vary on that. Some people think it's Saturday, but either way, we know we're going to be posting every day, maybe except Sunday, right? So we can take a day off. But we know we're going to be posting Friday and Saturday because those are going to be the days with the highest engagement. All studies show that it's either Friday or Saturday. Facebook users on Fridays, because that's the day with the highest engagement rates, for example. Okay, so I typed there in the PowerPoint here, but people target Facebook users on Fridays because that's the day with the highest engagement. So I'm kind of repeating myself there. Here's some stats: 17% of all comments occur on Fridays, 16% of likes, and 16% of shares. So that's a big deal. So how often to post? We talked about timing, but how often? Okay, so studies show that posting 1 to 2 times a day gets 40% more engagement than posting 3 or more times a day. So you don't want to overpost. Matter of fact, I usually only post once a day, sometimes twice, just depends if something really awesome, some news comes up or something happened in the community, or I have something extra clever to say. I definitely don't post more than twice, just time permitting. Hey, we got to be doing other things besides being on social media, right? But this is an important part of our business. Okay, so posting 1 to 4 times a week gets 71% more engagement than posting 5 or more times a week. So there again, I'm posting 1 time a day. I fell into that by accident, and I've had a lot of luck with just posting once a day. So keep that in mind, those 2 things right there. It doesn't mean, you know, you guys, I want you to keep in mind, none of this is set in stone. You're going to find that for your industry, if you're not a realtor or agent, that this may not apply to you, some of these things. This is specific to realtors and agents, statistics for them, and a strategy for them. And realtors and agents, with that in mind, this isn't set in stone for you guys either. You're going to have different clients, different age brackets, different targets. So this is just a good thing for you guys to go by, and then you can make adjustments as you go, as you see fit. But just as a starting point, I'm giving you guys a really strong starting point, a lot of information here that it's going to be really helpful. So at least you're not just out there just aimlessly twisting the wind by yourselves, not knowing what to do, when to post, and not knowing how to get traction. So, okay, so things to avoid for maximum engagement and exposure. Auto posts. I can't stand these. When I see realtors do these things, it just drives me crazy, because first off, it shows no personality. Second off, to me, it just shows you're lazy. Second off, or can't have 2 second offs. Third off, bottom line, no one wants to do business with a robot, right? So keep that in mind. If someone's clicking like on your post and you're not even engaged, you do those auto posts and someone clicks like and you're not even engaging with them, I mean, come on, it's just ridiculous. So it just drives me crazy. Social media is about being social. You know, no one does business with a robot again. Overpost drives me crazy. I have some friends and some realtors that they post like a dozen times a day, and it just, after a while, it's just like, I don't know a good analogy. It's like the boy who cried wolf or something, right? It's like, okay, I got it, all right. It's not special anymore. And frankly, when the notifications come up and I see like 8 in a row, I don't even know which one to click on, right? So keep that in mind. It's obnoxious. I've unfollowed people. I've unfriended people for that. Underpost. We talked about that before, about being consistent. If you underpost, you won't get any traction, folks. And if you do have momentum, you're going to lose it. You're going to lose your edge rank. Remember our edge rank we talked about, and that weight and all that kind of stuff, and being top of mind and in your top of your friends list, you aren't going to be there. So if you do take on social media as part of your strategy, it's important that you're consistent and you go wholeheartedly on this. You're not going to see results overnight, okay? If you wanted to lose weight, right, you're not going to go, hey, I did 2 workouts this week and I'm not seeing results, I quit. That doesn't make any sense. Social media, that's the same principle. You have to put in that time. You put in 2 weeks, you're going to see results. Just like if you worked out hard for 2 weeks, you're going to like, hey, I didn't lose a ton of weight, but something's happening. I'm feeling better, right? A month goes by. All of a sudden, hey, you know, I'm starting to feel good. I lost a couple pounds. Well, those couple pounds are a couple more likes in social media terms, right? And as you get to the 90-day mark, all of a sudden you went from those 3 likes on your post to getting 20, 30, 40, even more depending how great you're getting at creating those posts and making strong content. All right, posting politics and religion is risky. Look, folks, you know, I want you to be human. I want you to have a personality and be yourself, but be smart about it. If you post something politically, be loose and easy about it. Be open-minded. If you take a strong stance, you just cut your audience in half, if not more. It's just risky, but it is a good way to get people engaged. So just be smart about it, all right? I would avoid it. Sometimes I get emotional on some issues, and I can see I lose traction. So learn from my mistake. Maybe just avoid it completely, all right? Avoid anything negative. That's kind of the same thing maybe as politics and religion, but you don't want to be up there and just be a downer complaining. No one wants to be around people like that in real life. No one wants to have to deal with that in social media. They're going to opt out, unfriend you, unfollow you, or you know, they're just not even gonna, they're not going to give you the time of day. Avoid selfies, all right? So it's up to you guys. Hey, it might be fun once a year to show your personality and do something goofy and be funny, but man, it just drives me crazy when people do selfies, and the people that overpost are usually the people guilty of this. 3 selfies a day or something. Come on, you're driving me crazy, all right? So I'm going to leave you here. I'm going to give you a couple examples here on some posts that I did. But before I go, I want to do some shameless self-promotion. I am HitstheSpotMedia, or I should say me and a few other people. So we love helping realtors and agents. I help you guys for free, right? This video is free. If you call me, I will come meet with you guys at Starbucks. You can come to my office. I'll come to your office. I will come give this presentation in person to your team. I want to help grow your business. I truly believe that Zig Ziglar quote, right? I believe that if I help you, it's just going to come back to me. If I help enough people achieve their dreams, they're going to help me achieve mine. And I sincerely mean that, all right? So you guys, my number's here. You can see it. You guys can call me, track me down on Facebook. Hey, the biggest compliment I could get if you guys are watching this video is if you would go to one of my pages or both, facebook.com, and actually click like those pages for me. One or the other or both. Watch a couple videos. Those videos there I can do for you. I'd love for you to be part of that. It's going to make a big difference for you. I promise. Again, it's free. I'll even help you with the videos for free, right? So I don't understand why this phone isn't ringing yet, but it will be, I promise. Okay, so thank you for watching. Again, like my pages if you have a moment. I do post marketing tips for realtors on both the pages on HitstheSpotMedia and on socalloanman. The socalloanman, I think I'm going to put little shorter segments up there. This is a pretty lengthy one. I don't like to do these lengthy ones. Again, this is kind of a dry run practice presentation I'll be doing for a team next week. You guys get the benefit of that. I would love to work with you. Let me go here. So here's that neat little PowerPoint. Let me hop out of here. Hey, what's up, everyone? I'm glad you hung with me this long. Let me do this. I wanted to give you 1 or 2 examples. So let me get back to my Facebook page. This is it. Please be it. So I'm back to my Facebook page. Did I do this? I don't know if I did this. Anyway, you can see the video there. So I'll just give you guys some rough ideas on what to post. Look, I did a baby picture. Thursday and Fridays, remember, those are our days for the highest engagement. So I like to do a lot of personality things on those days. On Friday, I might remind realtors after 1 or 2 personality posts. On Friday, I'll remind them, hey, I'm a loan officer. Keep me in mind for the weekend. My phone's attached to my hip if you need pre-quals, loan questions, blah, 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 right? I got to tell you, I was one of those guys, and I kind of lagged a little bit, so my likes are just coming back now on my posts. But I was one of those guys that I got dormant for a while. It took me a little while to get back on track. I was only getting 3 likes or 4 likes on my posts. Then when I got consistent, I was getting 10, 12, 15, right? And so this isn't huge, but you can see I'm up around the 30 mark for some of these posts. And I did a baby picture. You can't go wrong with a baby picture. And remember we talked about that interaction on Fridays, Thursdays and Fridays. Look, I got a bunch of comments going there, so I was really happy. I even had a share. Someone thought I was a really cute baby, so I thought that was really cool. It's really great when you do get shares. That's pretty powerful, right? So here I go. You saw my little graphic earlier on the presentation when I just left a second. Have fun with it. I'm a black belt in Brazilian Jiu-Jitsu. What's your specialty? Are you into bicycling? Are you into golf? Show your personality in some of your ads. Now, not all my ads have me like this as a black belt and all that kind of stuff, right? I'm in a suit. I want to be professional. I don't want to be go see Cal or be hokey or anything, but I like to show my personality, be human, and I got to tell you, I've had a lot of martial artists and like-minded people contact me just because of this, right? Just same with the cancer thing. I've had people who are involved with American Cancer Society call me up and want to do business with me because we're like-minded. We share the same passion, right? I love to go hike, so keep in mind here that you can share stuff like that. People love to see what you do on the weekends. They don't want to be sold all the time. If you're up there and you're selling people constantly, hard selling, call me. I'm a realtor. Would you blah blah? Oh my God, I don't even want to get into it. It just drives me batty, right? So you be smart. Look at this. I got my black belt certification for being an instructor. I've been teaching for years, but it finally was official. Look at this. So this is when I was a little more consistent with posting. Look what can happen with consistency. I was consistent for 90 days, maybe a little bit longer. And then when I started posting things that showed my personality, look, I was getting upwards of 75 likes. That could be easily you guys, right? There's no reason in the world why that can't happen to you. Let me find where I'm at. So I'm going to stop screen sharing here. So, hey, I'm back again, you guys. So I hope you guys enjoyed this presentation. Again, this is for all realtors. I don't care where you live or around the world in the U.S. I'm hoping SoCal realtors see this and you guys benefit from this. This is years of knowledge. This is dozens and dozens of seminars, webinars, thousands of dollars invested into those, learning from projects and clients and everything else, right? So I kind of condensed it. I literally, if you gave me a pot of coffee, I'll talk another 4 hours and ramble on, but I won't torture you guys through this. So anyway, I appreciate you guys watching. I hope you enjoyed it. Share it with your team. If you'd like for me to come and talk in front of your team, I promise I only have 1 cup of coffee if I do, all right? And I'm happy to share this for free with you guys. I want to see you guys grow. Anyway, good luck with everything, and I look forward to seeing you guys on the next one, and I'm going to start posting more of these, so stay tuned.